There are three specifications that are the most important for common laptop buyers to focus on. Number one is the processor. Number two is the RAM or memory. And number three is the storage. These three should be your focus not only for laptops, but also desktops, phones, tablets, other devices as well. They all run on those three specifications. For this video, we will focus on laptops that has Windows 10. Let's look at number one. Number one is processor. And for processor, we're going to look at the speed. The speed is what you need to focus on. The speed will be in gigahertz or GHz. The minimum gigahertz that it should be for a Windows 10 laptop and not have it slow on you is 2.3 gigahertz. Number two is the RAM or memory. For the RAM or memory, it is the amount of memory that you want, and the amount will be in gigabytes. The minimum gigabyte should be 8 gigabytes. The more RAM or memory you have, the more programs or apps you will be able to run on your laptop without it slowing down. So 8 gigabytes is fine for normal use on a Windows 10 laptop. If you had a Windows 7 laptop, then 4 gigabytes would have been just fine. Number three is the storage. For the storage, you need to look at both the type and the amount. The amount is also in gigabytes. The minimum gigabyte of storage space depends on you. If you are someone that has quite some storage space in the cloud like Google Drive, OneDrive, or Dropbox, or you don't have much pictures, videos, and music, then 256 gigabytes may be fine. If you have a lot of files, then 512 gigabytes would be great for you, or even 1 terabyte. For the type of storage, the options are SSD, which is a solid state drive, and HDD, hard disk drive. HDD would have been just fine if you were using Windows 7, but never use a HDD for Windows 10. Trust me, you will suffer. Always get a laptop with an SSD. It is much faster than an HDD. It will allow your laptop to boot fast and perform great. All right, let's put this to practice by doing an example of shopping for a laptop on Amazon.com. All right, here I am on Amazon.com, and I will just be doing a demonstration on how to implement the three specifications that we talked about with the processor, RAM, and storage. And so you'll just do a regular search that normally people will do, good laptops, and you'll find all of the different laptops that are there. I only chose two as a demonstration. The first one is the 2021 HP. And so you're captivated by it. It's touchscreen. We're not going to be focusing on the other features, but looking only at the processor, RAM, and storage. You see that the storage is 256 gigabytes and it is SSD. So that is a good. It passes the storage check. And so then you see the 8 gigabytes of RAM. This is also very good. And so that passes. But then you see the Intel Core i5-1031. That is the processor. And so it doesn't say the gigahertz there. And so you're like, okay, why didn't it show? And so you have to go down and perhaps it will show it here. And it doesn't look like it shows here. And so it mentions it here, but it doesn't show the gigahertz. And so perhaps you have to scroll down even more. And sometimes it hides it for a reason. And there it is. The speed, the CPU or the processor speed is actually 1 gigahertz. And so with this one right here, it doesn't meet the minimum speed, the processor speed that you would want in order to have a good performing laptop. And so this is not a good one, and many people will actually spend $799 for that, and I'm telling you, it's not a good idea. So that's one. The second one is here. I was actually on it already, and here it is the 2021 newest HP. Once again, advertising that. But then it says that the Core i5 processor is up to 4.2 gigahertz. Wow, that's great. But we're going to get into that later to see what is really going on there. The 16 gigabytes of RAM, that is great. and 256 gigabytes of SSD. That is also great. And so those two pass. It seems that as if the processor passes as well, and the price is even better than the previous one. But one thing I do want to point out is that do not get deceived by the up to descriptions, because the up to is not really what you're actually getting. The up to is just how much it can possibly get to if your computer is actually needing it. Like if you're doing graphic designing or watching a couple of videos or doing heavy filing or doing different things like that, and the computer needs a lot more power, a lot more speed, then it will actually boost up to 4.2. But what is it actually boosting from? You will just scroll down to see the actual speed. It says right here is 2.4 gigahertz base frequency. And so the 2.4 gigahertz is the actual speed of the processor. If you are going to do more, or you need more on the computer, like doing the other stuff like graphic designing and watching different videos and doing other things that needs more power, then the computer will rev up to in order to get all of that extra speed. And when that happens, then it will drain the battery more, and it will heat up your computer a lot more. And so that's just the whole idea behind the frequency. Now here it says 2.4 gigahertz up to 4.2. One thing you always want to do is that you always want to verify, hey, are they lying to me? Sometimes they do. Sometimes they're off by 0.2, 0.5. But you want to verify, hey, is this the actual thing? And so you just type this into Google, and you click, because it's an Intel, and you just click on the first link usually that is there, and you look at what is the speed. It says the turbo is 4.2 and the base is 2.4. So they were not lying. And so this is what you're actually going to be getting. And so this is how you implement the 3 specifications in order to get a good performing laptop. That is it for now. Stay safe.